We all pass through difficult times, and when we're in difficult times, we tend to ask very difficult questions, and we're prone to make some poor decisions. I wanted to write a book that would be a good tool to give to someone who, when they find themselves in just a dark, dark time of life. As a pastor, for 30 years now, I've had who knows how many conversations trying to help people through these times. And over the years, I've created a little affirmation. I tell people, I say, you're going to get through this. You're going to get through this. This is God's specialty, getting people through tough times. I'm not saying it's going to be quick or painless, but God will use this mess for something good. And I think that's a biblical promise we can give people. I don't want to tell them there's no pain left, but nor do I want them to think there's no hope left. So finding that balance is what I've always tried to do as a pastor. And so this book comes out of that, and I based the book on the life of Joseph in the Old Testament. Talked about a guy who got through it, but it wasn't quick and it wasn't painless. But in the end, God used that mess for something incredibly good, and I think He'll do the same with ours.
In this instant gratification culture, where we want something to be fixed almost instantaneously, obviously that works to our detriment as believers in Christ, because we want God to fix everything in our lives immediately, and that's He's on a different timetable than we are.
I know
and his
I
ways
do.
Are higher.
Put a house on the market and it just sits and sits and sits. You say, Lord, this is in your timing, but my timing is, I do the same thing. We have health issues. We say, Lord, why can't you heal me now? Again, the story of Joseph is so helpful here, because Joseph sold into slavery when he was 17 years of age, spent at least 10 years in the house of Potiphar as a servant, and then about 2 years, maybe 3, as a prisoner before any breakthrough happened. And so the poor guy had 13 years of wondering, is anything ever going to happen? But you talk about a breakthrough. He went from one night as prisoner to being prince of Egypt overnight. So I think that's encouraging. We do go through times in which God has us in boot camp, and we think this is going to last forever. And I think the biblical response to that is, it could. It could last a long time, but it won't last forever. God ultimately delivers us. Often in this life, He delivers us, but always in the next life. And that's our hope.